Have you ever wondered what the best black team is on FC26? Well, we're going to find out. We've got brilliant teams, top class, world class teams here, such as Grimsby Town beat United. We've got Newcastle United, we've got Juventus, we've got Leverkusen, we've got Atalanta. There's some decent teams in here. Now, of course, it's a bit obvious. 5 goats of this team in here. It's going to be one of those 5 that are going to win it, but look, we'll see what happens. So the format is 64 teams. Some teams have been filled in. There was 46 black teams, so I filled in the 18. I think it's remaining 18 with some League Two teams from England because they're not going to pose much of a threat. So every black team anyway that's coming up against a filler team should win because they're incredibly weak. Half star, 1 star. It should be easy enough to beat them. So I think that's fair. Anyway, let's get on and see who the winner is, because whoever wins the tournament is the best black team on FC26. Right, so seeing as though this tournament is the only thing that we're doing today, we're going to go through each round. So remaining 64, you can see quite a few results here. We're going to go over the main team. So for example, Newcastle won 5-2 in aggregate against Deportivo Riestra. They're from Argentina. Atalanta won 3-0 in aggregate against Kolyadspor from Turkey. Jesus Christ, I really am butchering these names. And Leverkusen won 6-1 aggregate against their German foe Saarbrücken, who are actually very close to them, I believe. I think they're, well, Saarland is not in the Rhineland League, but it's close enough. Club Brugge won 4-1 against Nacional from Portugal, and Juventus lost to Notts County in the second leg 2-1, but they won 4-2 on aggregate. That's a shock result right there, even if they still went through. And of course, my favourites to win it, Grimsby lost to DC United 4-1 on aggregate, meaning that, Grimsby bet United, and then DC United bet Grimsby, which means that DC United are better than Man United. It's not actually that hard to believe. Right, well, here's how the remaining 32 went. Juventus won 5-2 in aggregate against Mohammedan SC. I don't even have notes for where they're from. Club Brugge won 5-2 against Oldham Athletic. Oldham Athletic were one of the filler teams, so I'm actually surprised they got through. That didn't go as planned, but look, it's fine. Leverkusen won 7-0 in aggregate against Sturm Graz, which is another German-speaking club. I know Sturm Graz are actually from Austria, but I speak German, so that's whatever. Another team from the Cologne area, Victoria Cologne, lost 6-1 to Atalanta. In the remaining 16, Juventus lost again to Club Brugge, but they won 2-1 on aggregate, so they managed to get through there. Leverkusen won 5-1 on aggregate against Karabakh. Atlanta won 2-1 against Casapia from Portugal. And Newcastle won 2-1 against Walsall. 4-2 aggregate. Walsall are a filler team, so I'm actually surprised again that they've gotten to remaining 16. That's a couple of filler teams now that are actually getting quite far, which is kind of worrying because I picked the worst teams possible that weren't Irish. Literally, I picked the worst teams possible and they managed to get to the remaining 16, possibly even to the quarterfinals. Right, well, Juventus won 6-2 against Nuremberg. Leverkusen won 6-2 against Udinese. Atlanta won 5-0 against AIK from Sweden. And Newcastle won 3-0 in aggregate against Cercle Brugge. Which means almost as if it's rigged, my prediction of Juventus, Leverkusen, Atlanta and Newcastle has come true. Look at that, they're all in the last 4. So one of these teams is going to be crowned the best black team on FC26. My prediction, Newcastle. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had some mad scores here. So Juventus won 6-4 on aggregate against Leverkusen, winning 3-2 in both matches. And Atalanta destroyed Newcastle 7-3 aggregate. A 4-1 demolition. Sandro Tonali was sent off actually for in that second leg. That is mad. So the final is Juventus and Atalanta, an Italian final. One of these two teams is going to be crowned the best black team on FC26, and it's kind of a bit dodgy that they both have white crests. But anyway, let's see which of these two teams is going to be the best black team. In the first leg, Atalanta win 1-0, meaning that Juventus, who also had Jonathan David sent off for the second leg, have to do something. I completely forgot that the final is only one leg. Atalanta have won have won the experiment, and I didn't even realise. Well, anyway, yeah, Atalanta are officially the best black team on FC26. Well, there you go. That was very surprising, actually. I'm not... I've actually lost for words. Right, next up, next Friday, we're going to have the best yellow team on FC26. So that's going to be an interesting one, because there's actually a lot of yellow teams in the game. I didn't think there was that many, but anyway, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, everyone.